Hello, thanks for watching LCG's Week Ahead video. I'm Jasper Lawler, and in this video we'll be covering a brief look ahead to markets in September, Euro-dollar hitting 120 and the outlook for the euro, the 7,300 big support in the FTSE 100, and 2 years highs in gasoline prices after Storm Harvey, as well as running through the top earnings releases and economic calendar for this week. We'll start with our highlights from the scheduled corporate calendar. Redrow and Hewlett-Packard Enterprise on Tuesday, Barratt Developments on Wednesday, Bovis Homes, Go Ahead Group and Barnes & Noble on Thursday, Kroger and PetSmart on Friday. Now moving on to the economic calendar, we've picked out what we think could be the most market-moving releases. So on Monday we have UK construction PMI, and it's Memorial Day in the US. On Tuesday, the RBA rate decision, China service PMI, Eurozone GDP and US factory orders. On Wednesday, the US trade balance and the Bank of Canada rate decision. On Thursday, the ECB meeting. On Friday, UK industrial production and UK trade balance. And on Saturday, China releases its inflation stats. So we're now in September, and importantly for markets, we're shifting out of summer trading conditions, which tend to be a bit more choppy. And even though October has a reputation for being the worst month for markets, August has had some shockers over the last few years. It looked like for a moment there that we could be in for a bad one, but because of the situation in North Korea, but markets have rebounded, and indeed the FTSE 100 finished the month in positive territory. We may not quite be out of the woods just yet though, as we do have the German election this month, which besides the strong euro, I think explains the underperformance of the DAX index. As an aside, the new iPhone is released this month, and speculation is clearly building because Apple shares just reached new record highs last week. Switching gears to Forex, and it's still all about the euro. 120 is a big level in euro-dollar and caused a natural pullback, but it's a little bit too early to say if it's the beginning of a bigger drop. There are some reasons to suspect it might be. One being CFTC data shows bullish positioning on the euro has got to extreme levels. And additionally, last week we had good old anonymous ECB sources referencing concern about a strong euro. So the potential game changer this week, of course, is that ECB meeting. Draghi's Jackson Hole speech didn't give much away, but it was still enough to send the euro to 120. We maintain our belief that ECB is on the road to tapering, but they'll probably delay it until after the German election, meaning a dovish tilt to this week's meeting. I wanted to just quickly reference the 7,300 level in the FTSE 100 again that we mentioned last week. It's still holding, as is 12K in the DAX, which we mentioned too. It's not to say that we can't get below there, but it's looking less likely now, and if we do, it adds extra significance and so could lead to bigger moves lower. Watch out for copper prices. They have been on an absolute tear, and that helps mining companies listed on the FTSE 100. If copper rolls over, the FTSE could too. Before we finish, I wanted to touch on a market that's a little bit more niche, but something that we do all interact with every day, and that's gasoline. Unleaded gasoline prices just hit a 2-year high as traders priced in crippled refining capacity in the US states affected by the Storm Harvey. But the storm is clearly going to have a lasting impact on the local communities, but the impact on markets could be a bit more fleeting. We would expect gasoline prices to pull back and crude oil prices to recover once the storm passes and refining capacity comes back online. As an FYI, we have gasoline futures listed on the LCG trader as US unleaded gasoline. Thank you very much for watching. Good luck with trading this week, and don't forget to follow LCG on social media to get all the latest research.